here are uppercuts, jabs, and knockout punches.
Let's do them.
And it all happens here in Hard Rock Stadium. It's a gladiator battle for internet supremacy, all leading to tonight's main event. YouTube superstar Austin McBroom against TikTok titan Bryce Hall.
Why do you think? Because
who will emerge victorious? This is Social Gloves Battle of the Platform. And now our host, Charlemagne the God.
Yeah. Welcome to Miami, the MIAO, the 305, where the action tonight is going to be as unpredictable as the weather. It just got done pouring here. It was raining hard. So we're going to get this show going before Mother Nature changes her mind again. Now, when I heard that YouTube and TikTok stars were going to be beating the hell out of each other in a boxing ring and not just talking tough to each other on social media, and it's going to happen in Miami, I said, sign me up. Okay, this is Social Gloves, Battle of the Platforms, live from Hard Rock Stadium, all right? They're going from making noise on their platforms to putting up, shutting up, and slugging it out right here in our ring. Now, we've got a crazy lineup of matches tonight, and these guys are fired up to prove themselves in the ring. Let's face it, they got a lot of other ways of making money besides getting punched in the face, okay? They're legit athletes who've been training their asses off. Well, some of them. But this ain't no street fight. They got to play by the rules, same as the pros. Even yesterday's weigh-in was filled with fight drama, as it should have been. The bout between Rylan Storms and Tanner Fox has been scratched from tonight's card. That's right, canceled, okay? Coming up, we'll have an interview with Tanner to get his side of the story. Now, each fight is a sanctioned exhibition. Judged and scored by experts, so I know we're going to see some really killer matchups tonight, all right? You don't want to miss a single bout, so order your pay-per-view live stream now at socialgloves.livebylive.com. Plus, we've got a dream team together to bring you all of tonight's battles. First, let's meet our expert ringside commentators. YouTube personality Keemstar, professional bare-knuckle boxer Paige Van Zant, and veteran boxing commentator, the coach himself, Jonathan Coachman. What's happening, people?
Charlemagne, it's great to be here. And if you would have told any of us 5 years ago that we'd have a night at Hard Rock Stadium between YouTubers and TikTokers, we probably would have told you were crazy. But if you have 1 million followers, you need not apply. That's on the low end tonight for all these huge social media stars. Now, we've got 7 fights on the docket. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to be watching tonight. 2 in our first 3 hours. We're starting with Ryan Johnson and Kale Siraj. Then Landon McBroom, the younger brother of Austin McBroom, will take on Bid Azalard. He's only 19 years of age. Tanner Fox, Rylan Storms, that will not happen tonight. We will hear from Tanner Fox on exactly why he is not fighting. Then FaZe Jarvis, Michael Lee, they will kick off the pay-per-view at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Then DDG and Nate Wyatt will go toe-to-toe. Then Deji and Vinny Hacker. Then in our co-main event of the evening, Kib taking on Taylor Holder, who has sparred with Canelo Alvarez. And then our main event, 2 absolute megastars in Austin McBroom and Bryce Hall. So Keemstar, I want to start with you. These are normally the biggest stars in their own worlds, but tonight they throw that aside and they've got to step in here.
Well, it all goes down in that ring, and the one thing, it doesn't matter how big you are, how popular you are, if you go down in that ring, you are a meme.
We don't want to be a meme.
Absolutely not.
And we don't want to be a GIF either. And if there's anybody that knows about double duty as far as a big social media following and getting in the octagon, it would be Paige Van Zant. So what's going through the mind of these social media stars as they get set to duke it out?
Oh, absolutely. I get nervous. I'm a professional fighter. I go in there, and that's my main job. These guys, this is not their main job. They're stepping away from their career to throw down for their fans. It's absolutely amazing. I know they're nervous, so let's hope the nerves can settle and we can see some amazing fights tonight.
10 million, 20 million, 30 million followers for some. This is no joke, and we have you covered top to bottom. Right now, let's send it back to the TikTok locker room, and that's where Emily Austin is standing by. Emily, good evening.
Thanks, guys. All throughout the night, I'm going to be here in the TikTok locker room with all of our Team TikTok fighters. Ben, you're going up against Landon McBroom on Team YouTube. What do you think gives you the advantage going in?
Thank you, first of all. I want to say probably my reach. I'm taller than him. I'm younger than him. I think in boxing, a big thing is reach and height, and I think I have that. Well, I know I have that over him, so that's my advantage.
Bryce, there's been so much talk about your main event matchup with the other McBroom, Austin. What's your main strategy?
I'm just going in there to knock out an old guy.
Well, we've heard from Team TikTok. Now let's head over to the Team YouTube locker room with Marcos Villegas.
Thank you for that, Emily. Here with the Fighting Brothers McBroom. I know you guys are really big on family. You guys are having to do this, experience this together. What does this moment mean for you guys? And are you guys nervous for one another at all?
Got it. We're both not nervous at all. We've been training for the last 3-4 months, going extra hard. Been in the gym doing 2-a-days. We're ready for this moment.
Exactly what he said. No, I'm not nervous at all. Like I said, I think I have the easiest opponent on the card, and I think I'm gonna have the quickest, easiest fight of the card.
You think you have an easier opponent than me?
We're like tied.
Okay.
I will say that.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. I know both of you guys are locked in for this. Good luck here tonight. Let's go ahead and take it over to Charlamagne the God in the live zone.
Everybody looks focused. Okay, our first bout of the night is right around the corner. We got Kale Suraj from TikTok and Ryan Johnston from YouTube. They're about to get into the ring and establish right from the get which platform will be the one to beat. All right, let's get the deep dive and analysis for this fight from our ringside team.
All right, Charlamagne, thank you very much. Now, I'm going to start with you on the Ryan Johnston side of it. He says, I just got to be me. He's coming all the way from Montreal, Canada. Kind of give us a little background on what we should expect tonight.
Well, there's a little controversy because he had to go through a qualifier with Nick Ireland, another YouTuber, and people were saying Nick might have won. So he's going to have to prove in this ring tonight that he deserved the spot by walking away with a W.
He told us that he's been training his butt off for Kale Suraj, and I'm going to come over to you because Kale is known for dancing. He's known for his skits. But you got to put that aside here tonight. Am I right, Peyton?
Absolutely. I mean, there's an element of dance and movement and athleticism that does work in the boxing ring, but you got to put that aside. When you're getting punched in the face, all of your athleticism can go out the window. If you don't have a game plan going into this, we could see some guys in trouble. So I'm hoping they all trained, they have an idea of what they're going in there to do, and they all perform to the best of their ability.
We have star power everywhere tonight. You've already seen Charlamagne the God. You've already seen Paige and Keemstar. We've got Michael Buffer here tonight. And we also have Fuzi, who's going to be doing our ring announcing. But for now, let's send it back to Charlamagne the God.
That's right. Now, I know it's not a lot of rules on YouTube and TikTok, but we got rules tonight, okay? Each of tonight's matchups are comprised of 5 2-minute rounds with 3 ringside judges scoring on a 10-point must system. Standing 8 count is in effect, and fighters cannot be saved by the bell, plus the 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. Now, they say a fighter's first chance to intimidate an opponent is with their big entrance. Let's see who brings it right out of the gate. And to make that happen, please welcome our official ring announcer, YouTube star, and a fighter himself, Fuzi. Take it away.
Miami, how y'all feeling today? For our first bout of the night, representing Team TikTok, Kale Suraj!
At ringside, but the closer he gets to the ring, Keemstar, the more nervous he's going to get.
Well, he looks pretty confident right now. Cowboy Kale, he's from the country. Expect some haymakers.
I'm super excited for it tonight because we literally, Paige, have no idea what we're going to expect. And right now, I'm not sure Kale knows what to expect.
No, and that's the thing. Going into these fights, you know, these guys, we don't know what to expect. You can typically tell a fighter's style about their past fights, the past experiences. We absolutely don't know what's going to happen. Maybe an even bigger star will be born tonight. A fighter that's going to be a star. We could see it.
We're going to have to see this one. I'm super, super excited. I'll tell you this about this kid, Cal. He said that he just started training a week ago. Is he joking? Is that the truth? We're about to find out.
And now, representing Team YouTube, Ryan Johnston!
He is the brother of YouTuber Catherine Paez, who is the wife of Austin McBroom. Team, there are so many family dynamics that are happening here tonight, and it starts in our very first fight.
Yeah, I mean, that was part of the controversy with this. They were saying he was the brother-in-law of Austin McBroom. Is that why he won the qualifier? Like I said before, I mean, he's going to have to go in and show that he absolutely deserves a spot in this ring tonight.
What an incredible scene here with the Native American dancers that are leading Ryan out. This is fun.
This is absolutely amazing. Like, this is inspiring. This is what gives you goosebumps. We're preparing for battle. He's got his warriors with him, and I'm excited to see what happens. I can definitely tell he looks like he was prepared for a fight.
And some of these YouTube and TikTok stars have bigger entourages than DJ Khaled, let's be honest.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know if you've seen the weigh-in, but it went down with those sponsors.
Over 2 million followers on YouTube. And if you thought you were going to tune in tonight, and by the way, this first hour is free. Welcome to everybody. Pay-per-view top of the hour at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you thought that these YouTubers and TikTokers were not going to take this seriously, you would be mistaken. Because you wouldn't know, Paige, that these are not seasoned fighters by the way they're reacting to the moment.
These guys are taking every second of the moment, and that's the thing. They're used to pressure. They're used to fame. So that element, the nerves are taken away. Now all they have to focus on is fighting.
All right, Keem, when you look at Ryan Johnston, what do you see in his face? What do you see in his eyes?
Well, I can tell you this. He has an amazing haircut. I don't know if you've seen this going in, but he's got an amazing cut. I don't know who did that, but I hope he tipped the barber.
This is a man who at the age of 20 was completely blind. He had a very difficult eye disease. He had a surgery and then miraculously was able to see again.
Unbelievable to come back from something like that and then be in the ring boxing someone.
Oh, it's absolutely commendable. Just to overcome something like that and be where he is today, it's absolutely amazing.
All right, Paige, let's take a look at the tail of the tape for our opening contest here tonight in Miami. And you see the ages 28 and 23. The heights are very similar. What do you make of this matchup?
You know what? There's a slight reach advantage to Ryan Johnston. Let's see if he uses that. Let's see if he's been practicing enough to capitalize on a slight reach advantage. Other than that, I see the tail of the tape virtually identical when it comes down to fight-wise.
Okay, now from a social media standpoint, when you look at the followers, how seriously do the followers take this tonight?
Oh, they're taking it super serious. I mean, if you're going and subbing to someone, if you're a fan of someone, you want to see your hero win. One thing I think we can expect from Cal is he's going to be rushing this whole time. So the reach might not matter. Or maybe it will.
Five rounds, there's only 2 minutes. Paige, they don't have the normal 3 minutes to get ready for just getting into it tonight. It's got to be from the jump.
Well, they don't. And in the UFC, it's 5-minute rounds. Here in boxing, typically it's 3-minute rounds. They're doing 2-minute rounds, which I can expect that they're going to be at a full sprint pace, right? This is a sprint. This isn't a marathon. They got 5 minutes or 5 rounds of 2 minutes of action to sprint here. And let's see if their cardio can hold up.
We're having a slight delay as there's been some issues, as you can see, with the headgear that the fighters will wear tonight. Because it's an exhibition, because it is amateur, they will wear headgear tonight. As a competitor, would you like to have the headgear or not?
You know what? I would be okay with this because this is actually wrestling headgear. This is not boxing headgear.
I thought something was wrong because I've seen the boxing headgear and you can't even see the fighter anymore. I mean, this is nice. I like this.
You know what? And I hope this is only going to protect their ears at this point. But for us as fans, I do like this. This is going to make a more exciting matchup. We're going to see a little bit more action of their faces and everything without the huge boxing headgear on.
Ryan Johnson, he says he's very spiritual. He's very family-oriented. You can just see him over there in the corner, now in the middle of the ring.
And through all this moment, you know, and in fights, you're going to have weird layups like this. You forget your mouth guard. You forget to take an earring out. This moment still can make or break the fighter. Are your nerves going to stay? Are you going to lose that adrenaline dump? You can adrenaline dump before the fight even begins. So let's hope that even through all of this, everybody's keeping their energy up and they're staying focused, not losing sight of what they're supposed to do.
And Kim, you got to understand, these are not, when Paige says they can adrenaline dump very quickly, they're not used to this. And a seasoned fighter would be, but they're not, so they come out ready to go, and then they got to wait a little bit.
Yep. Well, I mean, I hope we see action right away. I did talk to Ryan in the elevator at the hotel, and I asked him about the fight, and he said it's all about the experience. So he was calm, collected, and he feels very confident tonight.
Well, you can see Kale Siraj still working on that headgear.
Hopefully this just builds the anticipation for the fans, everybody tuning in. We're about to get live to some amazing action kicking off here on the free portion.
All right, so we're also, you can see the gloves, 16 ounces. There's always different weights of gloves. What do you make of the heaviness of the gloves?
Absolutely. So I am a professional bare knuckle boxer. That means I go in, no gloves on. I have nothing to protect my hands. It's just your fists. 16-ounce gloves is huge. They're going to be able to hit each other extremely hard, and they're not going to take a lot of damage on their head or their faces. So I think that's going to allude to more action, right? The punches aren't going to hurt as bad. It's not going to be as painful for these fighters. But it does give them the leeway to hit as hard as they can without the fear of breaking their hands.
All right, so there won't be any bare knuckle fighting tonight, but for both of these fighters, you can't tell them right now, Keem, that this is not as real as it absolutely gets. And for either fighter, this delay is not good.
Oh, it's not good at all. He's on his second headset or wrestling helmet right now.
Second set of headgear, but you know what? I see him. He still looks calm and collected, focused.
I don't think the mullet is fitting in the helmet the right way.
Well, I saw a lot of his videos that he posted leading up to this event, and he was training without any headgear on, which is not a possibility tonight.
And I'll tell you, there's a big difference sparring without headgear and sparring with headgear. I hate sparring with headgear. It makes you not really able to see the punches coming. You're not seeing as much. Your eyesight is a little bit off. I don't like wearing headgear. So having it on and not training with it is an element that I don't know that he should have prepared in that aspect.
All right, well, we are set for our first fight of the night. Let's send it up to our ring announcer, Fuzi. Fuz?
Welcome to the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami and the ultimate showdown between the titans of social media. Two platforms enter, but only one will leave victorious. This is Social Gloves, Battle of the Platforms, available only on pay-per-view. A gracious thank you to our governing body, ISKA, and to the ringside judges, Lorenzo Hunt, Coach Chuck, and former world champion, Keon Wilson. Your referee for this bout, Big Chris Edgehill. And now, in the blue corner, representing Team TikTok, weighing in at 158 pounds with 4.9 million TikTok followers from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the muser of TikTok, Kale Siraj.
Hey, fucking me with hey, fucking me. Y'all got that's right there.
And in the red corner, representing Team YouTube, weighing in at 156 pounds, boasting 2.5 million subscribers. Let's go! A proud Canadian, the Maradar from Montreal, Ryan Johnston! Let's go! Let's go!
Guys to the center. When the rules in the dressing room, obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. In case of a knockdown, go to the corner I tell you to go to, and wait for me to call you out. Any questions? Touch them up, let's go.
So Keemstar Page, you can tell that at least the early arriving crowd here is a very Ryan Johnston biased crowd from the reaction we got from Foose.
You know, it's different with these platforms with fans. With YouTube, you have real loyal fans. With TikTok, not so much, and you're going to see that a lot tonight.
We are live, and can I tell you, I always tell of a fighter series based on the eye contact, and Siraj wasn't making a whole lot of eye contact, so that makes me nervous for him here, but great movement so far. I do like the way he's moving. Tons of head movement, in and out.
Ryan Johnson told us in the fighter meetings that he has run into. Big shot! Big shot from Kale Siraj!
Cowboy Kale with that over punch. Oh, wow.
Siraj seems extremely confident, but he does need to keep his hands up.
Well, Ryan Johnson told us that he thought Kale Siraj looked very scared in the hotel. Said that he walked away from him every time they would confront each other in the hotel lobby.
I heard that too, but we're not seeing it right now.
Johnson.
Big left hand.
That's a check left hook. Beautiful. Coming with an uppercut. I can see a little bit of wear and tear already on Siraj's nose.
Well, they're both smiling. They both clearly are very comfortable. And I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised at how comfortable they do look here in this first round.
Yeah, it's looking good, but Cal's looking
good. And right.
Goodness.
And that's that. When you're inside the pocket, you need to be throwing. You need to be either moving your head or you need to be throwing your hands. That's where it's really dangerous just to be in the pocket without any movement.
Two big right hands so far for Kale Siraj, and he's starting to feel himself a little bit. He's known for his dancing, moving around, and now he's really starting to do that.
That's his go-to. I mean, he's been looking for it all night. We've seen him connect with two, and he sits back and he's just trying to set that up over and over.
I would really like if Johnson would put a little bit more combos together. He's coming in, he's capitalizing with one punch here and there, but if he could put a few combos together, his hands are faster than Siraj's.
Remember, it's only 2-minute rounds here for 5 rounds in each of these 7 fights scheduled for tonight. 2 here in this first hour, free to all of our viewers, and then our pay-per-view top of the hour live. Pretty good first round, guys.
I loved that action. Honestly, that was extremely impressive. Both of them came out with an aggressive pace, but they didn't get too ahead of themselves, right? They didn't get too aggressive to where they're putting themselves completely out of position.
Yeah, honestly, I was expecting defense in this first round, and that is not what we've seen.
Back out, okay? When he back, give us some water.
Good corner work, getting that mouthpiece out.
Guys, drink some more. Wash your mouth out.
All right, so that's the Ryan Johnston. Let's look at some of the action from early on. How about the big right hand from Johnston, and then Siraj right back?
Absolutely, and see, that final cross is the one that mattered. There was a few punches that landed, but the shot that landed was that final right. Here we got a good hook that landed.
Well, so here is the other big straight right.
Full straight right.
From Kale Siraj. That was nice. So we're going to have Fusi be kind of our ringside unofficial scorer throughout the evening. And I'd be interested to see how he scored that first round. Fusi, how'd you score that?
You know what, guys? I gave that round to Kale at a 10-9. I think Ryan started out as the aggressor, but Kale just was more active throughout that round. We'll see what happens going into round 2.
Thank you, Foos.
Yeah, I can agree with that. You know what? And it is too, yeah, the punches have to land, but they have to matter, right? They need to be effective shots that actually cause damage. And I do see more damaging shots out of Siraj thus far. But if Johnson could throw his hands, he is the faster fighter.
Okay.
Beautiful combo.
Good back and forth from both Johnston and Siraj. Johnson in the white trunks and Siraj in the red.
When Cal gets in trouble, it seems like he turns into a tornado and just starts throwing anything.
And that's the thing is Johnson, he does look like the more composed fighter here, but Siraj is landing. He's coming in with haymakers like a tornado, and he's the one actually landing shots that are counting.
Now he's on the ropes. He's in trouble. Let's see.
Siraj is throwing some of his punches with ill intentions, Paige.
Absolutely. All of his punches are coming with ill intentions. I can see that he's almost looked a little scared on part of it, but he's coming forward and you're swinging.
Well, he's doing the classic close your eyes and pray method that we see so many times from amateur fighters.
that's what this is, right? It's like the amateur level show. You get to have a full, exciting fight of cards because it's not quite as technical, but they're putting their heart and soul out there, so you know that you're going to have a lot of action.
Do you ever see that work, though? Close your eyes and swing for the fences?
Rarely, rarely does that work. Big shot there.
Jab there. There's our 10 seconds. Another beautiful
big
jab.
straight right from Kale Siraj.
He made Johnson pay for that one.
What's that? That's 2 points?
And then Kale Siraj says, "What's that? What's that?" Well, that was a hit after the bell is exactly what that was. As you can see, this crowd still filing into Hard Rock Stadium. Paige Van Zandt, Keemstar, I am the coach. Fousey also with us here at ringside. Charlemagne the God. We've got the TikTok locker rooms and YouTube locker rooms covered as well. Let's listen into the corner.
You get him in the corner, you keep him. We worked on that. Okay? You want some water? Let's get on the first one.
All right, let's take a look at some of the action there from that second round. Paige, what'd you see?
Loved this early flurry. You know, I do feel like Johnson, he looks like the more composed fighter. His punches are coming a little bit straighter. He has a little better head movement. But Johnson, I mean, Siraj is coming, I feel like a lot, well, other than that, his punches are landing with a little bit more brute force.
And Kale came. He's had 3 big shots like that so far in the fight.
It's unreal. He just sits back and he waits and he waits and he waits, and as soon as he gets in a little trouble, he unloads that.
Step back, step back, step back.
All right, we're about set for round 3, and I'll be brutally honest with you. I've been pleasantly surprised at the action we've seen thus far between these two in our opening contest.
Same, you know, I'm loving the action. There's a few, of course, technical things I wish that we could change. I think we'd see a little more exciting. But Johnson, if he could just not lean his head backward every time he punches, right? He's leaning his head backwards, and he's not able to get that forward momentum. That's not utilizing his reach. If he could lean forward and use his reach, he would be landing all these beautiful, quick shots that he's throwing.
And we just saw Cal sticking out his tongue, putting his gloves up, dancing a little bit. Oh!
Oh, good back and forth.
Beautiful.
Look at the eyes. Look at the eyes from Ryan Johnston.
He's focused.
See, when you back your opponent up into the corner like this,
oh, big right hands.
Beautiful shot. There is no reason to wait. Go. Your opponent's in the corner. Unload.
A minute gone here in this third round, and the action continues to pick up between Kale Siraj and Ryan Johnston.
Now, both of these fighters are kind of looking for that big money shot, right? They're looking for the power punch, but you gotta set those up. If we could see 4 or 5 punch combos out of these guys, they're throwing with heat. They could end this.
Oh, big right hand from Johnston.
But Cal fires back, and
Johnston!
The referee couldn't even get in there fast enough. Wow.
Now, the ref starts an 8 count. He saw that the fighter was taking a little bit more damage than was necessary.
And Kale saying, "What is this? I do not need this 8 count." All right, our first 8 count of the night, but we continue on.
Absolutely. With it pretty much being, I would say, an equal fight, that 8 count would give Johnston the upper hand in this round.
I don't know about you guys, but it looks like Cal is getting a little gassed out. Ryan still looks composed. Thoughts?
He still looks fresh.
Paige, when you start to get tired, that's when you start to throw those big haymakers, right?
Because that's all you have. And that's when you can tell a fighter who has been training, who has been doing the road work, putting in the gym work, they can put combos together. It's not that just throw and pray method, right? Where you're throwing one punch, hope it lands. You got to set your punches up a little bit, and truly better cardio can give you an advantage in that.
You bring up a great point because Ryan Johnston did exactly what you just said. Let's take a look at the action from the third round. And this is really key when Johnson started to take over.
Yeah, I mean, just one right after another. He has control here. And Cal's just trying to get out of trouble with those haymakers. And he doesn't quite quit.
Awesome job right there. Uppercut following. Cross to follow. Beautiful combo. I like those combos when you put them together.
All right, here we go. Round 4 of a possible 5. Fusi, how are you scoring this one so far?
Wow, man, this one is really picking up. I have to give that one to Ryan. He really took over in the second half of that round. I thought Kale was controlling the tempo of the fight, but it seems like Ryan is beginning to find his groove.